You will think that she has so much confidence and high self-esteem, but no, all that is a facade, a face, fake.
But God wants someone to know that He is about to turn that negative situation into the biggest blessing in your life.
My royal babe, what do you think of Sexy Red? Do you think she's this rachet, promiscuous Jezebel, or she's a sad victim of rape? Sexy Red, I don't know if you guys know of her. So basically her rise to fame started with her diss track she did on her ex. Her ex just cheated on her.
Okay, the reason I started rapping is because my boyfriend, he was cheating on me with a lame bitch, so I made a song about it.
And ever since then, she has become a popular artist, basically overcoming the hood and the ghetto and poverty. And now she's rich, but still the things that was with her during poverty and all the things that she learned is still with her. So let's learn more about her. So basically, she struggled as a young mother in a very harsh environment. She was basically living with her baby father's mother. So you know how tough it will be. And then she became a prominent hairstylist where she started charging like $4,000 a month. So she started gaining popularity during those times. And then she mentioned that she preferred to date street guys.
Jada went viral saying that she likes street guys, and you agreed with that.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's a thrill. Thrills is fun.
Because she grew up in a rough environment, so those activities were normal to her. And then she found it exciting, like going high speed, running from the police, shootouts. I'm like, what? That is what turns you on, okay? And then in 2018, she transitioned into rap after she wrote the diss track about the ex. We will know that people don't start out like that. People don't start out as this ratchet, promiscuous, hypersexual, like I don't care person. People don't start out like that. So these kind of behaviors, trauma can really change people's behaviors to become like how she became.
Something that's real that people don't understand. It's like a monster, like something in the back of your head.
And I said in my other video about how trauma shows up in women, that this raunchy, provocative style of behavior and talking could be a way of coping with her trauma. So sometimes it can be a response to the trauma that she wants to gain control over her sexuality and numb the emotional pain that came as a result of her rape. And I spoke about it in trauma, my video on what trauma is. I spoke about it that she was raped, and people don't even see it as serious. They see it as, oh, she's one of these hoochie mamas and she deserved it, whatever. But then because people don't really understand her, or people don't really see her maybe as a victim, or that something so terrible happened to her, she's trying to gain control over her sexuality and numbing the emotional being by saying F you to society. You will think that based on how she carries herself, that she has so much confidence and high self-esteem, but no, all that is a facade, a face, fake. That bold and unapologetic behavior is also a response to trauma. So by adopting that kind of powerful and confident image, she may be working to combat the feelings of shame and guilt. Because a lot of victims like this, they feel a lot of guilt. They feel like, oh, maybe because of what I was wearing, maybe because of what I was saying, maybe how I was carrying myself, that's why it happened, so I deserve it. But you never deserve it, trust me. And that I don't care attitude she may be bringing off may be so different from how she feels deep inside. And that used to be me because of bullying, and I spoke about it in my body shaming video. So afterwards, I started to adopt this I don't care attitude, whatever anybody does to me. But then deep down, I was burning, I was hurting, I was tearing apart. But then in front, you may think I'm so confident and happy, and yeah, but deep down it wasn't like that. And it's so sad that a lot of these people, right, a lot of these celebrities in this industry, they adopt this kind of behavior. And I feel like a lot of women in this industry have been through traumatic experiences like that. That's why they can do the acts that they do, like the Nicki Minaj's, the Cardi B's, the City Girls. For them to project this hypersexual behavior and basically see themselves as objects. And that's why they keep focusing on the word PUSSY. Like they make it as an object separate from themselves. Like they detach it from being human, being so hypersexual with it that, oh, my perfect P. Basically, that's all they bring to the table. And basically talking about the power of that when the man gets it, he's not able to go away from her, no matter how demonic it is. And the same can be said for Sexy Red with her song Pound Town. Oh my god. My P pink, my booty brown. Like, oh my gosh.
My coochie pink, my booty hole brown.
And the worst part is that children were listening to it and she was advocating for it. And I'll get to that, so make sure you continue watching. And this is what somebody said. She's just the female version of a lot of these male rappers. But one thing that I realized and I hated the most is that when she was doing the interview with the people and she was talking about the rape, and these people were just laughing in her face. They asked her what's the craziest, most insane thing to happen to her. And they thought that it's going to be something crazy like BDSM or whatever. And then she spoke about the rape. She was being vulnerable. But these people were just laughing at her.
Can you tell us like the craziest thing that's ever happened to you? Crazy shit. And it's gonna stay between us.
I got raped before. That's the craziest thing that ever happened to me.
Maybe something a little under that.
Okay,
Maybe something. Okay,
I mean, I don't know.
And this is what somebody said. A man asking a grown woman what's the craziest, most insane thing to happen to them is, and not think for a second that she may say rape, is ignorant. I knew that was what she was going to say before she said it. Most women have had some kind of version of harassment or assault. Yeah. All the women I know in my life currently have been RAPE at least once. That's so sad. And some of us are hypersexual. Yeah. A lot of people become hypersexual to take control, to take their power back. I'm sorry, some men can't imagine a woman being both hypersexual and a person worthy of empathy. Yeah. Who has been through some serious ish. I know nothing about Sexyy Red, so who knows if she's a good person. But none of us know that. And any man should not know to ask a woman that question and not expect that answer. Yeah. That's why here we are trying to humanize her in this video. We are trying to see from her perspective why she's how she is and why she's being so ratchet and not caring about how it affects other children and how the trauma could have affected her in such a complex way to make her who she is now, even though she may not have been that person before. Somebody said, this is the girl who thought she was a gangster, but really she was run through by the whole hood. Why did that become the case? Because women, naturally, we want to protect our womanhood. We want to protect our V, our cookie, because we know instinctively that it's precious to us. So unless something changes in childhood, especially, that makes us switch, thinking that, oh, I can use it, I can give it out because I think that's what empowers me. Something must have switched in the woman brain for that to happen. So instead of just laughing at her, how about you see her through the lens of empathy? Like, what happened? Why is she like this? Somebody said, I really disliked that interview where she was vulnerable and she said she was sexually assaulted and they shut her down. That was absolutely dreadful behavior on those guys' part, especially laughing at her. Yeah, it's so sad. They talk about shootouts and murder, but rape is too uncomfortable. Exactly. And this sexual liberation, right, they start to take on, it primarily benefits only men because you're putting your cookie out there for any man to have. Of course, the men are going to like that. That's why a lot of these music labels, they push that identity forward because a lot of these labels are headed by men, right? But then even though it may benefit men, it's not also benefiting men because do you know what you are gaining from a woman that has been around? Do you know? That you think, oh, she's putting it all over, so I can just run through, like how she's been run through by the entire hood. I can just have a piece of the pie. But do you know what you're gaining? Apart from just STDs, do you know? How does this trauma manifest and how does it show up? So it becomes part of the identity to reclaim power, like I said, so that it counters the powerlessness that she felt during the act. And as she feels like it empowers her too. So this ranchy and provocative style, she's being herself. And sometimes I'm like, you say you're being yourself, so what is yourself? Yourself is promiscuous, yourself is raunchy, yourself is you don't care about other people's feelings, yourself is selfish. Is that what you think yourself is? Because that's what you are portraying, and is that how you want to be? So people should really analyze and see who they think their self is and who they say they are, because there's power in the tongue. So be careful of what you speak over yourself. And we see female rappers like Sexyy Red, right? They be promoting a whole culture through the provocative clothing and lyrics. If I have done it, then let other people join. That's why they say hurt people hurt people. Because she has been hurt, she wants to hurt other people. Since she's not going to get a chance to hurt the person that hurt her, let me go and continue it to the young impressionable girls and package it as empowerment, because that's what I want to believe. I want to believe it's empowerment. I want to believe this whole culture and this provocative clothing and lyrics is empowering me. So when other people follow suit, it does not give it away that, oh, I may be lying to myself. I may start to actually believe it, even if it's a lie. And it's sad that success in female rap is based on appearance rather than talent, and based on how raunchy and how sexual you are. Like this music video of Pound Town showing this whole culture. It's just so sad. And WAP, and we have these city girls, like all these mainstream artists are all talking about their cookie, their sex. It's just so sad. It makes me so scared for these young impressionable girls. But also she's facing pressure to show her body in sexual acts for views. Because she like this, I don't think she's talented. I don't see it. So what other way than to show this my raunchy personality, my provocative style and lyrics, to get the views and the popularity that I've been looking for, and to escape poverty. And if you don't conform to this expectation, nobody cares. Nobody will support you. And it's so sad that people with actual good music, they don't gain the media attention and promotion as those who promote promiscuity and show their bodies. And also this is also a satanic agenda going on, to make women, to reduce women to objects, and to reduce men to beings or dogs lasting after the object that's been portrayed to them, and to crash down society. It's a satanic agenda and people are feeding into it. And where does it start from? Trauma. So that's why these kind of traumatic events, Satan will bring it to you. Like, he'll make you go through things like that, so that when you face that kind of trauma, your mind changes in such a way that it's able to use you anyhow. Because somebody stated that this girl does not have a soul when the children were listening to her music, and then she was pushing them to do so, that because all she cares about is the money. People were like, this girl, she's soulless now. And we have Instagram. The influence of Instagram has been used to push this kind of promiscuity so much. They become a place of no return. She cannot return back to how she wants to be, because if she goes back to who she was before, nobody will care anymore. So she has to keep pushing it because of social media. And then the promotion of baby mama culture, because there's no father figures in the house. Like, there's so much fatherlessness, broken homes, girls with daddy issues wanting to go for older men because they are lacking that from their father. And that's why the family structure is so important, and that's why the devil is trying to break it. And it's really so sad. So that's why parents train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they grow up, they will not depart from it. And like me, like this, because I came from divorce, right? My parents divorced. It had a lot of effects on me. Like, I started to get abandonment issues, self-esteem issues, thinking that nobody would like me, nobody loves me. And if you've been through something like that, through a broken family or a broken home, and dating has become such an issue for you, please look at my Dating as a Child of Divorce ebook, and it's going to help you, trust me. And have you noticed that a lot of songs, right? A lot of these ratchet songs like Pound Town and the rest, it makes no sense, but you will see that you are attracted to it. Music frequencies, it manipulates our brain to start to like songs that are not good for us, songs that we don't want, and it negatively impacts the well-being of the listeners. But then you keep going for more subconsciously. Like BTS, right? I used to listen to BTS a lot, and when Blood, Sweat and Tears came out, I didn't like it at first because I thought, what is this? It was too high and I didn't like it. But I kept listening to it, and the more I kept listening to it, it kept changing my subconscious, thinking that I liked it even though I didn't. It's so scary, guys. So be careful of what you listen to. Protect your eye gates, protect your ear gates, because these kind of frequencies, they affect our brain, and our behaviors are primarily driven by our subconscious mind. So songs like WAP, right? That there's so much repetition, subconscious repetitions at the background. Like, there's hoes in this house, there's hoes in this house.
I said certified freak, 7 days a week, wet and gushy, make that pull-out game weak.
Like, you may not hear it at first, but then when you keep listening, it keeps being in your subconscious brain, that you may not know what's happening to you, but it's happening to you. That you start to think like, oh, since there's hoes in this house, I am a hoe. So you start to be that kind of person that they've put in the song. So be careful. A lot of girls are attracted to this kind of music, especially for city girls. They feel like they have power, especially if their power has been stripped away from them through acts like rape and the rest. That they want to have power, they want to feel pretty, they want to belong, they want to stop feeling insecure. All these kind of things. Be careful what you listen to. And this is about the children. So basically, a ballet student came crying on social media about how the students do not listen, they do not respect her. It has made teaching basically traumatic for her. And then they keep asking her to play Pound Town and Twerk and Ski from Sexy Red. And it made her so sad that where is this generation going? And that's propelled by our generation, the Gen Zs. We are teaching the Gen Alphas wrong ideas because it has been caused by trauma for us, and we are sending it to the next generation.
Okay, thank you.
Booty hole brown.
Thank you.
You heard up my booty hole brown.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you.
My booty hole brown.
Okay.
And it's literally so sad. And the worst part is, Sexy Red, like this, she's an industry puppet. So she doesn't care. She disregards morals for money. Like, she has become soulless. And a lot of times when trauma happens, it makes you dissociate. Like, you don't know, you're not that person. You're not who you were anymore. Your personality just splits.
Ski. Like, do y'all know what that means? Ski. Okay, ski. That's when, like, if you see a cute girl or somebody with a big booty, or you trying to holler at somebody, or they call that the geek card, the geek.
And that's why the music industry is so happy to use artists who have been through severe trauma like Sexy Red to promote harmful agendas, because she prioritizes profit over ethics. She doesn't care, and she shows no remorse for the harm that is being caused by her music. This is what somebody said: if you're a parent allowing a pubescent child to listen to Sexy Red, you're a terrible parent, point blank period. Yeah. And the way children are being exposed to so much sexual content and nobody's doing anything about it, it's just so sad. No one cares, literally nobody. And it's real sad the way that Sexy Red attacked the teacher that actually cares about the youth, yeah. And this is where the Jezebel spirit comes in. Especially when you've been through a lot of trauma like this, it becomes a gateway for demons to enter. And that includes the Jezebel spirit, which you can tell that she has, for sure.
So Sexy Red got 2 guys on leashes walking like dogs, bro. Hey, man, the Jezebel spirit is running wild.
And where does the Jezebel spirit come from? So in biblical terms, it was traits associated with the Queen Jezebel in the Old Testament. And she was known for idolatry, manipulation, and defiance against God's prophet, and basically controlling her husband, King Ahab, like a puppet. And in modern times, the Jezebel spirit is still alive, a spirit that was in the Queen Jezebel. And it symbolizes manipulation and control, especially wanting to control men and have influence over others. Sexual immorality, like this explicit songs and lyrics and behaviors and talks, and rebellion against God. So going against God's principles. And that's why we can see it a lot in Sexy Red. Basically, they are allowing Jezebel's influence on them. If you think what I'm saying is a joke or it's not that deep, you allow Jezebel to influence you because you don't see the truth. You are under delusion. You have to wake up. The spirit is destroying manhood and destroying womanhood and allowing shame into us. That's why you need to follow. You need to follow Jesus and be able to discern when these things are happening and the cause of these kind of things. Like, comments below her Pound Town song were like, we straight up losing brain cells with this one. We putting water in our cereal with this one. MLK, Nelson Mandela, and Harriet Tubman didn't die for this. Yeah. We're losing a couple of 100 years of progress with this one. Because people can see that this is an issue and we need to solve it. We need to resolve it. For Sexy Red like this, you can see that she would have a lot of trust issues and intimacy problems. So like when you've been through trauma like that, like she had a sex tape on the internet and she didn't care that it was out there. Like she has baby daddy issues and she was saying in her lyrics that she's looking for a hood and baby daddy for her child. It's actually so sad. And because of this, she may face challenges in trusting others. That's why she's going for what she thinks is best for her. Like these hoochie daddies. Because she's a hoochie mama. And she doesn't think that she needs to change. Because everybody is like, oh, yeah, what you're doing is right. So continue. And she's benefiting from it. That's why, guys, we need to guard our hearts. Guard our ear gates. Guard our eyes, like I said. And parents, bring up the child in the way that they should go. And when they grow, they won't depart from it. Let them listen to authority. Like their teachers. Prevent them from listening to songs that would damage their brain, like this Sexy Red and WAP songs. What are children knowing about this? Even high schoolers knowing about these songs. Why? And for Sexy Red, I pray that she allows Christ to heal her, because there's nothing God cannot do. And through Christ, she will become born again. That she doesn't have to engage in this kind of acts anymore. Like what happened with Nala Ray. She was an OnlyFans girl. And now she has repented and now she has seeked God. God has healed her. And now she even has a husband. It's never too late. No matter of how much of a whore you've been, no matter whatever you've done, it's never too late. And I pray that today is the day for her salvation. That she comes to Christ. Imagine if she comes to Christ. The number of her followers that will also see the light. So let's pray for her, guys, instead of shunning her. But let's also open our eyes and use discernment to see what's actually happening and not follow in her footsteps. Psalm 34:18 says, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and he saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 147:3, he heals the brokenhearted and he binds up their wounds. 1 Peter 5:7, cast all your cares and anxiety onto him because he cares about you. Today is the day for salvation. Don't let the trauma define you no more. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video about Katniss Everdeen. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
God wants someone to know that He is about to turn that negative situation into the biggest blessing in your life. You're going to have to trust